Hello and welcome back to my scraproom. My name is Jennifer Perry and I am an independent consultant with Close to My Heart. And today we are going to be working with layout 2 of the Bouquet Deluxe workshop. So in order to do this workshop, you need the Workshop on Your Way scrapbooking kit, and you also need the Deluxe bundle. Now what comes in the Deluxe bundle is palette knives, the Sugar Plum shimmer brush, texture paste, and stencil film. And the stencil film looks like this. You're going to cut your pattern with your Cricut. Now I explained this with the cutting guide, but I will take a moment and explain it just in case you haven't referenced the cutting guide yet. So to make these cuts, you will need to own the Artistry Collection, which is one of our Cricut cards. You may do this cut with both the physical cartridge and the digital cartridge. These numbers right here that I've got highlighted are the number for the image in Design Space. So you're going to go to Image, you're going to go to Search, and you're going to put in those numbers. It should pull up these images independently, and then you just resize them and put your stencil film in. I'm going to include these instructions in the comments below on how to cut the film on your Cricut. Do it that way so it focuses. So these will be included in the description. And when you are cutting the film, it's going to appear that it's not cutting, but it really is. It's almost invisible when it's cutting. Okay, so I have my stencil cut. We're going to take the 5x7 that we cut already, and it should be in your layout 2 pile if you have followed the cutting guide. And I'm going to use a paper cup to mix everything in. So for me, I find that it is easier to use this knife. And we're going to take a little bit of texture paste. Stuff looks like frosting. It's gorgeous. I'm going to take just a hair more than I think I will need. And then I'm going to take my shimmer brush and just squeeze. And it's coloring the texture paste. I want it to be a little darker. It's going to lay over. Now you could mix this directly on your splat mat, but it dries, and yes, you can get it off, but why mess with it? So we're going to take the stencil and lay it right on the 5x7, and this is going to be cut out, so I'm not going to worry over much with getting it on the edges. And I'm just going to smush it through. I'm not going to worry about dimension. I'm not going to worry over much. I'm just smushing. Okay. And then I'm going to lift. Okay, this is going to be take 2 because I am not happy with the way this turned out. It has more of a yellow tone to it, and I do not like how messy it is. So what I did is, this is the original stencil. What I did is I took the original stencil, duplicated it, scooted it over some, and welded it together. And then I did like I did with my last masking, and I just put some paper around it to kind of help contain the mess. So this is the original. This is the second version. And I'm going to just put it like that. I also have a mixed media book that I'm going to use as a use it up journal, and I will show you that. So first thing we're going to do is put this, place this like that. I've gone ahead and mixed it up, and what I did differently this time is I've used the texture paste like normal, but I added some sugar plum re-inker after I squeezed in from the shimmer brush. I just added some extra re-inker to make it darker because it was reading really yellow. So let's see what happens now. I'm just running it through the stencil. There's still going to be a little bit of an overlap because I did not cut my printer paper to be exact. So there's still going to be a little bit of a gap that I'm going to have to cut out. But hopefully this will look better than the original because I just was not happy with that. Okay, so now we've got extra that I'm just pulling off without pulling too much up. Okay, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to very gently pull the stencil up. So see, I have a little bit of overlap, but not much. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to pull in my Use It Up journal, and it doesn't matter that it's not going to fit completely. What I'm doing is I just want to use up the rest of this medium. Because I've colored it, I can't put it back in the bottle. And then what I'm going to do is once it's dry in this book, I can tear these pages out and make cards with the backgrounds without, so I'm basically not wasting any of my medium. Unless I do that. Okay, so I still have a little left. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want all this on my stencil, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to pull my stencil off. That's what it looks like in my Use It Up journal. So I'm going to, this is not my term, this is I Watch Inky Quill, this is her term, but I'm going to set this aside so this can dry. And then I'm going to take my knife and best I can pull off the excess from my stencil, because this is a reusable stencil. And I just don't want the medium going down my sink. Okay, so I'm going to wash this. I'm going to take the tape off of here. This itty bitty tape off. Okay, so I'm going to wash this. It'll be good as new. I'm going to wash this. And that's a little bit more than I would like to have left over. But with this double stencil, I wasn't sure how much I would need. So lesson learned. Just a little bit less than what you need. And I'm going to throw that away. So a little bit earlier, we did the stenciling portion of it. And I let it dry completely. Now, I actually tried to film this yesterday, and my brain just went, nope, not happening. So all I managed to do was to get this trimmed out a little bit so that when I'm cutting, it's not so much excess on the side that I'm dealing with. So today, we're going to take a minute and we're going to get this cut out. Okay, so it's not a perfect cut, but you know what? It'll work. I think I can make it work. So we're going to pull this over. If this doesn't work, if I don't like the way it looks, it's just paper. I'm good with that. So like we do with every layout, we're going to go ahead and separate our sides. Now I did all of the cutting already, so if you would like to see the cutting being done, I think I named it something weird like Boutique Workshop Your Way Deluxe Cutting Guide, something really original like that. So go over to there, watch the cutting guide, cut your papers, and then come back over here and assemble with us. I'm trying to keep it to where everybody gets what they need from the workshops without the videos being extremely long. So I'm sorry if you're having to hop around a little bit to find what you need, but some of you need cutting, some of you don't need cutting, and I'm just trying to appease the masses. So this goes on the left side, left, right, 4x6, 4x6, 4x6. Left, right, left. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take the right side and set aside. And then I'm going to find my photo map placement card thingies. I'm going to map my photo very quickly. So the very first thing I'm going to do besides the photo is I'm going to put this, if I can pick up my paper, good grief. Now if you're wondering what I'm doing, I've got the cutting guide placed in front of me, and all I'm doing is looking at the photo. Okay, so it appears that I can take this part off and I can take this part off. Okay, that's what I need to know. Hot dog. Okay, that looks much better. So then it's going to go like that. And then, perfect. Okay. So because this has texture paste all over it, it's going to be a little bit chunky, a little bit bendy. So I'm going to use my score tape to help hold it down. Score tape is not a close to my heart product. I buy mine on Amazon. It is made by ScorePal to help hold their gift boxes and stuff together, so that when you use a scoreboard, it holds your boxes together. So I find that it is very, very strong. And let me tell you that if you're going to use it, if you accidentally drop it sticky side down, you might as well scrap around where it landed because it's not coming back up. That's how good this product is. So I use it for my card making, I use it for dimensional items, I use it for chipboard. And then my Tombow is my go-to for paper. I've tried using the ATG gun. It's too bulky for me. I can't do the bulk. I felt like I was trying to scrapbook with a packing tape gun. And then I'm going to put some score tape on this side because it's going down onto the texture paste. And then I can use my regular Tombow on that one. Sorry, I know my head's probably in the frame, sorry. I was trying to get it straight. And because this piece is going to be directly down onto the texture base, I'm going to do the same thing with my score tape. Now, a lot of scrapbookers, when they're using texture paste, mixed media elements and stuff, they would use the liquid glass to help hold it down because it would get into the crevices. That's okay, I can see where that would work, but I already have a measure of a little bit of paper warping just by the medium, just by the texture paste, and I don't want to add to that with liquid glue, which is why the other reason why I lean towards the score tape. But it's personal preference if you would like to do that or not. So now we're going to just lay this out and give it a rip, and give it another rip. But then again, on the flip side, if you're worried about bumpies and stuff, this will be in your album and it will flatten out at some point. Alright, so I'm going to turn my page upside down real fast. Whip this piece, whip that piece, and again with this core tape because it's still on the mask medium. Now I probably could have worked with just the one little stencil and not doubled it, but I like the fact that I don't have to worry about there's an edge here or there's an edge there, that I didn't get everything butted up correctly or something like that. So if it happens to be peeking out somewhere, I like that. So now we have the flower here and the flower here. And this is where well, you know what, I do have, oh, there it is. Oh, I have, oh good. I thought this was all I had on my foam tape, but I just found some. Alright, I do have this teeny tiny little score tape. And I'm going to use that because the heart's going to be up here. My poor little husband doesn't even question Amazon purchases anymore. He knows if I've got a box coming, there's probably a scrapbooking supply of some sort, whether it be adhesive or a little pouch of some sort or something that I can incorporate into a scrapbook of some sort. Normally it's storage, adhesive and storage ideas. So that is the right side, and let me move over to the left side. I cannot pick paper up today. This is ridiculous. Okay, so for this one we're going to put this on this side. And same concept. I'm going to like that. So we're going to rip this end and rip this end. But because my photos are right there on the bottom, it's going to look kind of like this. I'm only going to put adhesive on these little ends. Because I want to be able to slip the photo underneath it. And I'm choosing the score tape because it'll hold it a little tighter. Forgot my trash can again. I'm just kind of throwing things off to the side. So now I can still get photos in. This one we don't have to worry about it because there's no photo on the bottom. I'm going to pull the sticker, "You're one of a kind." And then they have, and there's no way I can duplicate it so you can see it. They have strip journaling right here where you type it out on a typewriter and then cut the strips. So they have strip journaling right here. So that would look very pretty. But you know what I forgot? On both of these layouts is the puppy stickers. So let's do that really quickly. I'm just kind of popping them where I think they should go. That works for me. So this is layout 2 or project 2, page 2, let's go that direction, left side, right side, and together. It might have taken me 2 times to do this portion of it. I really like the way it turned out. I probably would have scooted this up just a little farther if I was to do it again, so I know for next time, because I think I wanted this up a little bit farther, but that's okay. First try. It's the first time I've ever played with it. It's the first time I've ever played with a stencil. I've never done this portion before, so on this we're learning together. I think I might have just found something I could become obsessed about. If you enjoyed this workshop and would like to see more like it, please hit the subscribe button. I am very thankful and blessed with every subscriber that I have. If you would like to order the workshop, please go to myscraproom.net, hit the online shopping tab, and that will take you to my Close to My Heart business page. Again, I do not get paid to make the videos, but I do get paid a small commission when you order from my website. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.